you're right. The time is finally here. We finally have a new Undertale Deltarune 2025 newsletter. I find it kind of funny that they never call it a December newsletter, even though I guess they kind of just always do the seasons for this. But let's just get right into it. It's winter. Cold water falls from the top of the sky. It's unavoidable, but eventually spring will show up. Not so wintry video. It has nothing to do with winter, but let's share another video from Deltarune Chapter 5's Castle Town. It's a continuation from last time. You need to have Tenna in your town to see this one. Of course, this is a spoiler if you haven't completed Chapter 3 and 4 yet. Alright, let's take a look at this. It's the frickin' conspiracy gang. Guys, costumes now! It's Tenna! Hey, this ain't fit. Who cares, Rubber Brain? Just put it on. Okay. Oh. Someone feels off. Just roll with it. There's no time. Oh, Tenna, whatever you do need, my pal. Whatever do you need? I've read that completely wrong. Hey, Tenna, who's wearing the wrong costume, too? That's not Tenna, you idiot. Why the heck did you knock like that? You made us dress up. And you! Are you ever gonna take that thing off? Hey! I'm talking to you! You, what was your name again? Look, I'm not saying that. Can we just call you... Pluie? You want us to call you Pluie? You're Mike! Pluie is the name of the minigame! Look, Oh, wait. Oh no. Hello! Someone needs a little antenna massage. It's Tenna, everyone get your costumes on. Not you! Oh, where are you? Oh. Hey, where is he? Where's Pluie? I want to see my little Pluie! Pluie's the name of the game! His name's not Pluie, it's Mike! Hey, don't get lippy with me, Dice Boy. I know Mike better than you, and sometimes he is a cute little Pluie. Now bring him out or I'm tightening your contract. Oh, got it, boss. I like how they can just walk off the screen. Oh boy, Mike. Now there's one guy who never lets you down. Hey, Tenna. Oh, Mike. You don't look very Pluie today. Yes. I don't feel very Pluie today. Well, a massage is a massage. I'll just close my eyes and imagine, huh? I'll feel free to climb up there and let him rip. I see, so Pluie gives the massages. Hey, Mike, when are you gonna start the, I'm not doing it. Huh? I'm not doing anything for you anymore. Huh? You always were a jokester, Mike. Not when you treat the people who work with you like expendable trash. Trash? Mike, you know I don't do that. I'm always, you know, I lots of little, bonuses to their contracts. You know, paid fruit flavor vacation, leftover glooby slime, you know? I know what this is about. You told me you had a bad feeling about that contract. That he wasn't supposed to sign it, that he couldn't. And if he did, something terrible would happen. Is that Spamton? Even though I knew that, I still made him do it anyway. But how could it be my fault? I need to be big. I need it just as much as anyone else. How is it my fault he ran out on me? I could have helped him. I would have. We could have been big together. Yeah, it's definitely about Spamton, especially the music. You cared about him too, Mike. Always taking the thing off. That's why since then, it feels like you're not really here. Everything is fake. When the current falls, everything just feels like playing pretend. You know what I mean, Mike? Can I see the part of the employee contract that stipulates fruit-flavored vacations? Oh, yeah, right here. Ha, I'm adding it. And the slime! Can't forget the slime. What, is this him doing things to the contract? I can never forget the slime. You know, I think I need to go. Get more Pluie. Yeah, great idea, Mike, great. Chris! I forgot that they were just standing there. Size of... Oh, okay, alright. Seems very variable lately. Keep an eye on that for me. What is that supposed to mean? Is that the end of this, oh, no, we're still... Okay, no, that basically is the end of it, okay. Alright, that was something. Deltarune Chapter 5 status update, okay. We know it's 2026, but we don't know how far into the year it's gonna be. Progress is going excellently. We've begun the localization process. We extracted the text from the game. 8.4 and I annotated all the text notes for the translator. After localization reaches its final stages, we will begin testing with a professional testing team. We also need to examine how the game operates on consoles. We will start considering that in January. If I had to give a realistic estimate, I believe that it will take several months to release the game from where we are now. Oh wow, okay, so probably later next year, I would say, like, rough estimate, probably, like, August, fall. It feels crazy to say this, even though only 6 months ago you guys only had chapters 1 and 2, but in a few months, much of the team will probably already be focusing their attention on chapter 6. I mean, as long as several means actually, like, 7, you know. A few more details. All the rooms in the game are more or less done, minus polish to the backgrounds. Wow. Almost all the scenes in the game are complete. A single-digit amount of them will need visual polish. Most of the battles in the game are done, except for a couple. Okay, these unfinished battles function from beginning to end, but need adjustments to their pacing and bullet patterns to be considered complete. The game contains hours of fun! Oh god, I'm not ready for the Snowgrave route with that thing. A musical tidbit. I looked through the soundtrack, and this is the only song that doesn't spoil something. Shop 3. Ooh. Okay. I don't know if I should go through, like, the entirety of this on the recording. It's very... Okay, it has, like, the Deltarune theme, and it, like, the main motif. Or is that just Castletown? It's really interesting sounding, not really how I expect. So I assume... Man, this gives me the vibes that it really is gonna be like an Asgore's Castle, like, type of, like, flower garden kind of thing. But my first guess was, like, it sounds, I don't know if it's the season, it sounds kind of snowy a little bit. I don't know, probably not. He said it didn't spoil anything, so, you know. It does sound really interesting, though. Like, I do wonder if it's gonna be, like, a new home type of area or something, you know? Oh, most of the remaining shopkeepers in the game use this music. Well, that's everything about Chapter 5. Whoa, 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 whoa! Does that imply that this is the last thing with shopkeepers? Why is it saying that the remaining shopkeepers in the game? Like, is he just saying that for Chapter 5? I have to assume that that's just for Chapter 5. Chapter 3 and 4, look back. It's not very wintry, but since it's been around 6 months, isn't it a good time to look back on Chapter 3 and 4 and share our thoughts? Here's the look back. Chapter 3, like every other chapter, I started thinking of ideas for it around 2016. The concept was, as a break from the regular formula, let's have a crazy board game like Mario Party. Let's have a TV character who will be like Mettaton. Ghost Trick was still rather fresh in my memory, and I really loved the 3D from that game, so I wanted to have a 3D character with the same kind of appeal. Around that time, I bought a Kinect and tried to do motion capture, thinking I could combine it with Miku Miku Dance to create a crazy dancing 3D character inspired by Mr. TV Dinner. I composed the music for TV World in 2015. I used the project file for Mettaton's battle theme as a base. Closer to release, I modified it to add the theme from Hip Shop / Green Room. Actually, I started composing a totally different concept for TV World in 2018. Yeah, 2018. The focus more on the motifs from the rest of the chapter, but my friend's reaction to it was like, yeah, sure, it's good. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll go back to the original. Note this song is unfinished, so don't take it seriously. I'll just let this play in the background. I drew Tenna in 2017. Before that point, his name was Mr. TV Guy. I eventually asked Kano Tynes to make him in 3D at first. I don't think we have any files for us anymore, though. GG drew a turnaround based on my concept art that helped serve as a base for Pixelated Crown's 3D model. The word art was put together by Audrey Weiner and animated by Everdrade. The concept of a character that speaks with word art was inspired by P.T. Dridgeport from the comic Pogo. Completing the graphics was time-consuming, but it wasn't really a massive hurdle. If there was any hurdle in the chapter, it was the gameplay. I went through multiple iterations of different ideas for Tenna's boards. Originally, I wanted it to be like Mario Party, or Black's base from Gunstar Heroes. Then I realized creating that would not be only inefficient, but also result in a lack of exploration during the chapter. So then we switched to having a Super Mario Bros. 3 style overworld that contained many Zelda-style maps. Then I just decided it would be best if everything was just one big map, combined together. Then we also had to create the minigames. I seriously underestimated how much effort and direction they would require. I think the end result is pretty fun, but I don't think I would have bit off so much if I knew how challenging and time-consuming they would be. Because the chapter is made up of many disparate parts, minigames, boards, scenes, all being created independently, it was very hard to figure out the pacing until nearly everything had been put together. After that, it became clear that there was a pacing problem. This is the original projected scope of the game before anything had been created. Board 1, Desert Board, Cooking Game, Board 2, Island Board, Rhythm Game, Board 3, City Board, Susiezilla, and Cowboy? Okay. Board 4, I get nervous whenever I see the word Cowboy and just anything Deltarune related, bro. Board 4, Tenna controls the game TV World. At the time, I'd assumed that the boards would have been much quicker experiences. Only a city board would have been larger, with one minigame within each half of the city. Completing both games would allow you to go to TV Tower, which would trigger a sequence which ultimately brings you to Board 4. There was no S-rank room in the original concept. After programming most of the game, this is what we had come up with. Board 1, Zelda style. I like how he kind of like centers Zelda there. Cooking Game, Green Room 1, S-Rank Room 1, Board 2 Zelda Style, Rhythm Game, Green 2, S-Rank Room 2, Board 3 Zelda Style, refactor so it was intentionally short, trick Tenna into letting you have a break from Board 3, Green Room 3, S-Rank Room 3, Backstage Area, Board 3 Part 2, Susiezilla, Board 4 TV World. We actually created the third board, but we tried making it short because the game was dragging on with no typical Deltarune gameplay. Because of that, we also added an overworld in between each. What was that? Is that something different here? What was that? I think it's just normal. I don't know. No, actually, I don't know what this is. Where are the rocks here? Yeah, I don't know. It's very strange. Because of that, we also had an overworld in between each half of Board 3. The backstage area. It was made of wood and heavily featured the sneaking mechanic. This is also where you originally fought Rule's card. Okay. After defeating him, you would get a controller that allows you to play in the board as Elnina. She would cry up a storm, allowing you to access the key card that would allow you to skip past the rest of the Board 3. Oh wait, let me see this. Oh, I see. This is kind of funny. Oh, that's crazy. This is so interesting, just how much got cut, I think, from Chapter 3 specifically. You got the Mooncloud keycard. I don't know if he just hasn't said much about the other chapters, but Chapter 3 seems like a lot got cut. Despite trying to add the backstage as a breath of fresh air, though, it just made the game drag even more. Watching friends play his version, everyone was kind of getting tired after Board 2, so we realized we had to cut it down. This is what we had in the final version of the game. Board 1 Zelda, Cooking Game, Green Room 1, S-Rank Room 1, Board 2, Zelda Style, Rhythm Game, Green Room 2, S-Ranked Room 2, TV Puzzles, Board 4, TV World, plus absorbing parts of Backstage, such as the sneaking mechanic, and S-Rank Room 3. Ultimately, Board 3 was cut. The only remnant of it exists in S-Rank. Isn't that better anyway? Honestly, that is kind of cool. It's like, it's meant to be a cut thing, and, you know, S-Rank Room is the only way they can see it. That actually does work out pretty well. The Susie-Zilla game was made optional, and the actually enjoyable parts of the backstage were absorbed into TV World. Some people are of the opinion that having more things is always better, but when you think of the entire game with all its chapters as an overall experience, you really don't want any one chapter to bog it all down. Especially when, true to my assumptions, the chapter proved to be quite divisive. Honestly, I thought up to 50% of the people might hate this chapter, even if some other percentage of people were crazy about it. But it seems like the majority of people enjoy it, so I'm just relieved. I really liked Chapter 3. I do. It is interesting that he does acknowledge, like, he definitely knows the reception to it. I really like Chapter 3, honestly, like, just about as much as Chapter 4. And when it first came out, I actually liked Chapter 3 more than Chapter 4. Just because of, like, the night and everything crazy going on there, and like, the mantle minigame was really sick. I think, like, the bulk of it was, like, yeah, I get what he means, it's a bit slower, but the highs of it were really high for me. I'm just glad anybody likes this, that's how I feel. Chapter 4 is much easier to make. Yeah, oh, dude, Gerson concept. Whoa, is this, oh, dude, this is so cool. Wow. Is this what the full thing looks like? That's so cool, bro. That's actually so cool. Wow, that's so cool to see a full thing. I mean, I know it's concept art and that technically isn't, like, canon, but that is really cool. That's what it looks like. That being said, it did have a few lesser difficulties. Originally, the climb mechanic just used the normal overworld movement with climbing graphics. The result felt mushy, so I programmed the new climbing system myself. This is one of the only things I got to program, so I get to point it out. Another change involved the layout of the Dark Sanctuary. Originally, I wanted to create a giant, non-linear, interconnected dungeon, kind of like something from Zelda. However, the result of having a non-linear structure made it difficult to have a linear series of story events. This caused the implementation of the Old Man to feel really weak, so the structure was changed to be linear just like everything else. Finally, if there was one part that was the most annoying to make, it was a section in Noelle's house. Because we were introducing a unique new mechanic, I really want to make you feel like it wasn't wasted. The first concept was that you would have to set up a Rube Goldberg machine involving many crazy parts. For example, you had to launch a treat with a treat launching machine over to the bathroom, which would attract a hungry Asgore to sit in between Susie and Noelle. Then, when that didn't work out very well, we tried installing a toy train that would go all the way throughout the house and make puzzles around this. I was having so much trouble, I ended up asking my friend Andrew Hussey for helping me think of ideas, a Homestuck creator. I'm going to toss out an idea that might sound really stupid. Let's just roll with it for a bit and see where this goes. Imagine instead of the treat-catching Snoopy on the table, at the center there's a large bust of Macaulay Culkin screaming, like this classic pose. Except it doesn't literally have to be Macaulay. It could be a character that makes more sense in the world. Let's just say it's Papyrus for now. Also, another key difference is the bust in its initial form doesn't have the two hands on either side of the head. Those are separate pieces which are elsewhere in the house. The bust must be completed to proceed. This is so insane that this was even an idea at one point. The reason for this is because of all the blank that's happening. The bus keeps getting knocked over and destroys things, so it must be buttressed from either side with two supporting stone hands. Why does the bus keep getting knocked over? This is a key event that needs to keep being repeated often naturally in order for the puzzle to work. Luckily, it's obvious what that should be. The answer is already provided by the scene. Asgore is cleaning the bathroom. By now, he has moved on to scrubbing the shower. You'll need to move the shower curtain so you can see him. But the floor is very slippery, so he keeps on falling on his butt, shaking the whole house. Whether this is chronically accidental due to the buffoonery is an open question. Maybe Chris sneaks through the vent and pops a little paper bag to startle him. Blank! Just that entire sentence is gone? The point is, it just keeps happening every time it needs to. What happens when the bust is knocked over? Every time it falls on the floor and starts rolling around like an out-of-control bowling ball, destroying things you need to solve the cookie puzzle. At first, it rolls to the right side until you can find the right hand and push it into place. Ultimately, I realized that just focusing on the story and atmosphere is the best, and so we finally remade everything one more time. I think it turned out great. I think most everybody enjoyed this chapter. Fire extinguisher NPC. Head is like a flip book to show emotion. Oh wow. Oh, the jitterbug. Okay. By the way, Hammer of Justice is another song I started making right at the beginning of 2016. I think the final arrangement is pretty good, but since I didn't create it for 7 years, the original piano sketch is the main version that I remember. Okay, I'll let that play for a while. That's pretty cool. I feel like the credits aren't clear enough, so let's talk about the main team a bit. Sarah programmed most cutscenes in Chapter 3 and Chapter 4, handled localization and implementation, handled patches and building the game for every platform, and helped with testing and organization. Also had to remake Noelle's house sequence 3 times. Occasionally makes journal comics and has a hydroponic garden growing in recycled trash. Grew an avocado plant and a Spampton popcorn bucket. Quote, every time I worked on a scene with the snack tray in Chapter 4, maybe want a cheese cracker. Fred programmed the boards of Chapter 3 and most overworld rooms in Chapter 3 and 4. Apparently Sarah Fu is tacos, and he almost left out his text in the game. He made a game called Love. John programmed the logic of bosses and enemies and created all the acts. Also created all the attacks for rules. Lenino Elnina worked on a game called Death's Gambit. I think I heard of that, actually. Taxi assembled the rhythm. I think I think it's Taxidermy, I think, is the person who worked on Undertale Red, I think? Assembled the rhythm game as well as some complex visual sequences, like Chris falling into the prophecy and into the tie-in with Susie. Also made some attacks like the Night Star attack, box cutting attack, and also Shudder's attacks. Made a project called Moment to Midnight. So maybe that is the same person. I think it's the same person, though. Tem drew basically everything. Also got really obsessed with baking for a while. Toby did something. New from Chapter 3, Alex programmed many bullet patterns and also programmed Susie Zilla. Made all the tie-in attacks and the Knight's rotating slash and final attacks. Pure Question programmed many bullet patterns, including Jackenstein's attacks and the majority of the regular enemies. Along with Alex, created a game called Star of Providence. I actually know that one. New from Chapter 4, NG handled the tie-in tower and a few overworld rooms in Chapter 4, all the Switch 2 exclusive content, and Bluey. Now the main overworld programmer of Chapter 5. Quote, I think my favorite part of Chapter 4's development was when I got to dual-wield cats for a while. I wish I could do that IRL all day, every day. Juiced, he did the tiling and assembled visual and background details for Chapter 4 and Chapter 5. Sarah J8 did various visual effects and difficult programming things. Helped out with lighting, ripples, prophecies on Chapter 4, now creating cutscenes in Chapter 5. Andy, he created 3 Michaels and the game's Jongler and Batat. Now working on things he doesn't even know what they are. Created the game Knuckle Sandwich! Wait, I think it's a hype game. If that's the same game I know about, or I'm thinking of. That's a really cool game. I had to move my workspace into another room because I was yelling into my microphone too much. Robert, producer, has a soft spot for older Japanese men in history. While generally not involved in the core development process, he works on team organization, task management, and publishing guidance. May actually be a frog. Guests, Andy helped out as a guest to do the cooking minigame, also create important things for Chapter 5, created Trespasher, Trespashers, and more. Wow, they have some crazy indie game people on this. James helped out as a guest to do the Cowboy game, also made the Tornado Vortex when everybody spins at once in that one act. Question mark? Programming boss bulls for Chapter 5. What? Why is he keeping that a secret? Okay. Square Enix collab. Hey, check this out. Walks into you and then screen swirls with a loud noise. Square Enix is doing an official collaboration with Undertale. So far as the idea is some shirts and musical albums. Temmie contributed a couple of designs too. Dude, this art looks so good. I love any new Frisk art I can get my hands on. But it's so good. She mentioned the piano album too. Echoes Beneath. Many talented artists from Square Enix worked together to create and perform this. Yoko Shimomura, composer of Kingdom Hearts, Live Alive, Super Mario RPG, and much more, was the producer and even arranged one of the tracks. Pretty cool, huh? Turns red and disappears with a small noise. Hey, wait, I'm stronger than that. Disappears instead by crumbling piece by piece and slowly lowering off the screen. That's better. Deltarune's for sale. One last thing, Deltarune is 20% off for the Steam Winter Sale. It'll be on sale on console platforms as well in the coming days, so please keep an eye out. Pretty sure all the people reading the newsletter already bought the game though, right? Conclusion? Chapter 5! It's really coming along now! Happy 2025! Is there anything, any secret, or happy 2026? This is a crazy queen sprite, by the way. This is almost too good to not be in the game somewhere. I assume that's probably used, like, in a room somewhere. Wow, okay, I don't know if there's anything, any secret I can click. I know on the last one there was a bit of the secret, but I think that's it, dare I say? Oh, this is the caked up worm, I guess. That makes sense, I swear that makes sense if you saw the one post he made. I didn't even notice this, bro. I was too engrossed. But yeah, I think I'm trying to click like any winter, any secret thing here, the present, anything. But yeah, I think that's it. So, you know, thank you guys for watching. This is really interesting. So I would say that Chapter 5 is probably coming out, like, I would say second half of 2026. I don't know, but a lot is done, surprisingly. But, you know, I think they still have to get stuff kind of ready for consoles and localization and stuff, so I don't know. Either way, really cool newsletter overall. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.